Well, hey, there you are, Sonia here. Welcome to Sonia's Sermonettes. I just finished recording on my podcast. Those of you that don't know that I have a podcast, I have one that's called Out Here on the Farm through Podbeam, and I will possibly leave a link for you to go to it and listen. But I felt to share this with you as well. And this is You Do Not Understand. My daddy made my lunch. Years ago, when I was attending school, it was my dad that would wake me up each morning early and ask me, "Sony, are you dead?" And I would always reply, if I was, I wouldn't be answering. But I was in a comatose type of sleep, knowing that I had to rise up early and get myself together and make myself run out to the school bus and attend school. But prior to that, he always fixed me a breakfast. He fixed me what he called a stack of hot cakes that looked to be that would fill up a lumberjack. And I was to eat every bite of it. He made homemade maple syrup, and it was delicious. And then he would proceed to fix my lunch for me to carry to school each day. And we didn't have all the Ziploc bags and saran wrap or aluminum foil, so he used an old bread wrappers that he would save and fix me 4 of the biggest sandwiches a little girl my size could eat. I could hardly get my mouth around them because he stacked them up high. He wanted me to have the nutrients and have a good lunch. And he would hand me my grease-stained paper bag and handed it to me with pride. And I took it as an honor that he cared enough for me to fix my breakfast, not only wake me up out of my comatose sleep, and to fix my lunch. But I had a rude awakening as I ventured off to school, and came lunchtime, where all the kids sat around and gathered and had their own lunches. Some went to the cafeteria, but most brought their own lunches. I was shocked to find out that the kids that watched me pull my big old stack of sandwiches out of my paper bag and out of the bread wrapper laughed and made fun of me every day about how that looked and how funny it was. Well, I took it as a humiliation, and they hurt my feelings. They were not only hurting me, but they were offending what my dad had done for me. I mean, after all, my dad at least cared enough for me to fix my lunch. And how was it that they did not understand, but yet they did? So I got to talking to some of the other girls that seemed to be humiliated and made fun of as well. We gathered together. There was 4 of us. One, I recall that their parents had a grocery store, and she would bring a spread like a feast. Her mom and dad gave her everything because they had the capability and the potentials to do so. And they laughed and made fun of her and called her a spoiled brat, that her mommy and her daddy fixed her everything. I just did not understand such a group of people that could be so rude and so cruel. And then there were the other 2 girls, and some had a little bit and some had a whole lot. And we decided we were no longer going to be laughed at and made fun of and talked about what our parents had done for us. We did not accept it, so we decided we were going to go outside and sit out there. There was a big fire escape that went from the upstairs down to the ground, and we sat on those steps and we talked and we laughed about things that was funny, but we never made fun of each other's lunches. We actually talked about it and how it made us feel. Some even cried about how they was making fun of what their parents had done for them. Now, I said all that to say this: what your daddy, your heavenly Father, has prepared for you and has given to you as lunch that you are to participate in and to appreciate and to be thankful for, and those that are around you make fun of and say you are not fit to do anything for God. You don't have the proper equipment, you don't have the intelligence, you don't have the education, but you know what? God looked at your heart and he saw you were very qualified because what you did was you appreciated what your daddy, God the Father, gave and done for you. And as you improve and decrease from the part of the bunch that laugh and make fun and minister to those of like manner, and you connect with them, you would be surprised what you could accomplish. And those that would receive something too, you could all gather around the feast table that Jesus Christ is preparing, and no one will dare make fun of what you have, and God will bless you for doing so. Give what you have. Be appreciative of what God has given you. My daddy made my lunch and I was honored, and I continue to be honored. Believe me, when I was young, I wanted to fight every one of those kids, but I could not fight the whole classroom. How I fought was just distance myself from them. If you have people that ridicule and make fun and can't do anything but make negative statements, they're not your friend. They're not to be a part of your life. Separate yourself and come out from among them is what the word says. Be appreciative of what your daddy has given you. I'm glad you stopped in, and so until next time.